Are you looking for the best closed-back headphones 2025? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best headphones on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Sony MDR-7506. The Sony MDR-7506 are some of the best studio headphones on the market, thanks to their balanced sound. They have a bump of extra bass to add thump, punch, and boom to mixes, while another peak in the treble range makes vocals and instruments bright and sparkly. They also have a very neutral and flat mid-range, so vocals and instruments are reproduced accurately. Thanks to their affordable price, it's easier to absorb the cost of several pairs if you're looking to equip your studio. These retro chic over-ears have a frame that feels cheap and plasticky, especially compared to the sturdy Beyerdynamic DT 770 Pro, but don't let that deter you. Among audio engineers, they're known as workhorses that can withstand the rough and tumble of studio use. And even if they do break, their lower price point makes the cost of replacing them more digestible. They feel decently comfortable but struggle to passively block out mid-range background noise like ambient chatter, which can be troublesome if you want to listen to audio around others. At number 2. Audio-Technica ATH-M20x. Build quality tends to take a big hit at the budget price point, and the Audio-Technica ATH-M20x are no exception. Their frame feels cheap, especially compared to the Sony MDR-7506. Their exposed audio cable also makes them more prone to damage over time. However, their warm sound profile is worth considering if you want audiophile-grade headphones at a more digestible price. Although they lack a bit of thump and rumble, their bass range has a bump in the mid to high bass that adds punch and warmth to your mix. That bump doesn't clutter or muddy the mid-range, so vocals and instruments remain clear, present, and detailed in your tracks. A big dip in the treble range means voices are pushed back slightly in the mix, and sibilants and cymbals are dulled. These over-ears also struggle to block background noise, which can be frustrating when listening to audio in a moderately noisy room. At number 3. Beyerdynamic DT 770 Pro. The Beyerdynamic DT 770 Pro are our pick for the upper mid-range price point. While they're well built and sturdy, these headphones are very tight, so users with average to large heads may feel a hard squeeze near their temples and around their ears. These over-ears are comfortable for those with smaller heads and offer performance similar to the Beyerdynamic DT 1770 Pro at a lower price point. With a bright, analytical sound profile out of the box, vocals and lead instruments sound clear, accurate, and detailed, though a big dip in the low treble can also hurt the comprehensibility of vocals slightly. A bump in the mid-treble also makes sibilants like cymbals a bit sharp. Like their more expensive cousin, the bass is rolled off, so kick drums are robbed of a little thump. The bass region also has a couple of dips that mean basslines sound uneven, with certain pitches being rendered quieter than others. It's worth noting that, depending on which model you choose, these headphones also might need a headphone amp to adequately drive them. These cans passively cut down a decent amount of ambient chatter around you, which is handy if you're listening in a shared space. However, their audio cable isn't detachable, so if you damage it, you'll need to replace the entire unit, or experiment with a soldering iron. If you're looking for closed backs with detachable audio cables, it's worth checking out the Audio-Technica ATH-M20x, which don't require a headphone amp, and they tuck the cabling for the ear cups into the frame. They have slightly punchier bass than the 770 Pro, with smoother highs. However, they don't passively block out as much background noise as our pick. At number 4. Focal Stellia. The Focal Stellia are the best closed-back headphones we've tested if you want to spare no expense. Their high cost hurts their appeal, but if you're looking for the best, these are it. Thanks to their leather and aluminum design, these luxury cans offer a build quality unmatched by others on this list, including our top pick, the Beyerdynamic DT 1770 Pro. Although heavy, the Stellia still feel comfortable enough for long listening sessions. Their warm sound adds extra boom and punch to their bass. Vocals and instruments come across as clear and present in mixes, and highs don't fatigue your ears. However, their recessed treble diminishes vocal detail. They're also prone to inconsistencies in audio delivery, and you'll notice a drop in bass if you have thick hair or wear glasses, as this can break the seal the pads have on your head. However, even though the soundstage feels somewhat natural, it's still narrow, closed off, and not very immersive, but that's to be expected from closed-back headphones. If you want a better soundstage experience, try the Sennheiser HD820. They're cheaper, while still being high-end, and can create a wider, out-of-head audio experience. Unfortunately, their sound profile is a bit boxier, and vocals and instruments are harsher. At number 5. Focal Bathys Wireless. If you prefer wireless headphones, consider the Focal Bathys Wireless. These high-end over-ears offer an audiophile experience you can take on the go thanks to handy features like active noise cancelling, ANC, multi-device pairing, and a built-in mic. Since they're Bluetooth compatible, they support aptX Adaptive, a codec designed to stream high-quality audio with low latency. Their fairly neutral default sound profile delivers satisfying thump, rumble, and boom. Kick drums have more rumble than they do when played via the Beyerdynamic DT 1770 Pro. That said, vocals and instruments are somewhat veiled. You can fine-tune their sound using their companion app's graphic EQ and presets. These comfortable cans come with a hard carrying case to protect them from damage. They do a great job of blocking background noise like the rumble of bus engines and ambient chatter. With their ANC on, they last over 29 hours continuously, so they'll make it through long days without an issue. That said, their passive soundstage doesn't feel natural or immersive.